Yo, what up, and welcome to a new L.M.S.V. Yo, what up, and welcome to showcase number 16 of one of these. Now this time I'm gonna balance it out sort of once more by showcasing one of my favorite Jedi and Sith ever, and I think this will definitely be in a lot of people's top 10 all-time favorite Star Wars characters, especially those who grew up with the expanded universe and the old games such as Knights of the Old Republic and Star Wars The Old Republic. Yeah, I think those people are definitely gonna get a kick out of this video, and yeah, I can't wait to talk about this character because this, again, like I said, is one of my favorite characters, and truly it's kind of like, what if the chosen one didn't know which side to pick? That's basically this character, because this character has been through the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. He's been a Jedi, he's been a Sith, he was the prodigal knight, and he was also tortured for 300 years by the Emperor himself. So of course I'm talking about Darth Revan. Now, yes, this is Darth Revan, not just Revan or Jedi Master Revan from, of course, Star Wars Legends. No, this is Darth Revan, and I actually made this custom based on how he appeared and how he behaved in Star Wars The Old Republic, The Shadow of Revan, because in that story, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen my movie based on that, I'll put a link to it down in the description below if you want to kill some time and just have a good story, you know, happening right in front of you and see like very legendary characters such as Revan himself. I highly recommend that movie. Obviously, you know, with my main character Kate Skywalker the First. And yes, I do actually have a custom minifigure based on my own original character from Star Wars The Old Republic, the first Skywalker. Right here, definitely a future showcase will be made for this one. If you're looking forward to that, definitely go down and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But this showcase is of course focused on Darth Revan, and again, like I said, how he was in The Shadow of Revan, because in The Shadow of Revan, this man literally, as he was being tortured for hundreds of years, literally half of him died. Half of him chose to become part of the Force itself and therefore became a Force ghost, because that was actually the Jedi part of Revan, and the other half refused to become one with the Force, and that was the dark side of Revan, basically Darth Revan. And yeah, he remained alive, so only 50% of Revan's essence is still alive in this body, and it's the dark side of Revan. So yeah, The Shadow of Revan, which, very good pun, but like yeah, amazing story, and by the end of it, again, spoiler alert if you haven't watched it, link in the description below, but in the end, both sides do decide to merge and truly become one, and therefore become one with the Force. So yeah, Revan in the end does become a Force ghost, so that's, in my opinion, very nice to know, because I really love Revan's character, and especially after everything he's gone through to finally become a Force ghost, and therefore being able to see, you know, his wife, Satil Shan, and I don't know if their kid was Force sensitive. Been a minute since I looked that shit up, but yeah, like at least he's able to reunite with, well, with the love of his life. So yeah, that's just very, you know, just a happy ending for him, and I'm very happy about that. But this is not about happy endings, this is about the dark side of things, the Darth side of things. So without further ado, let's go and check out Darth Revan right now. And here he is, and as you can see, Darth Revan looks absolutely fantastic. Now right off the bat, you might be wondering, why in the hell did you choose such a tropical looking background for this? Well, mostly because in Star Wars The Old Republic, when you're playing The Shadow of Revan, you actually visit this planet called Rishi. Now yes, in the Clone Wars there was also a Rishi outpost where obviously Fives and Echo and, you know, some of the people from Omega Squad were stationed in the Clone Wars, but this is not that. Alright, this is from The Shadow of Revan, and I really liked how those colors looked, and obviously you also go to Yavin 4, and that's of course very awesome given given how important Yavin 4 is gonna be later down the line. But still, the Shadow of Revan with Darth Revan was just absolutely fantastic. But yeah, just real quick why I chose this background over maybe something quote unquote darker, you know? Now, as you can see, this minifigure looks absolutely fantastic. Now let me quickly give you a 360 look of the figure right now. Now right off the bat, the quality of this minifigure is absolutely fantastic. As you can see here from the front view. Now, I did not personally design this minifigure. I actually upgraded this minifigure because the base for this minifigure, and let's be honest, about 80% of this minifigure was actually a custom minifigure made by Big Kid Bricks. So first of all, a big shout out to you, Big Kid Bricks. This is an absolutely fantastic Darth Revan minifigure to have, and I highly recommend it. But in order to make it video game accurate, because in my opinion, this minifigure has become video game accurate to, of course, the Shadow of Revan. In order to actually make him video game accurate, I actually added a couple pieces, very specific pieces. And if you want to know the names of those pieces and basically want to have the build kit for this custom minifigure, I'll put a link to my Patreon page, and right after posting this video, I'll put the build kit on there, so you can just basically download the build kit and then go to Firestar Toys or whatever other company you want to go to and look for these specific parts. Now, in regards to Firestar Toys, if you want to have 10% off your order, use my code FSHSQ1 and you'll get 10% off of your order, thanks to, of course, your boy. And yeah, you can actually make this Big Kid Bricks Darth Revan video game accurate by getting those parts yourself. But again, like I said, this minifigure looks absolutely fantastic. Now here he is from his left side, and again, I just really love how this new 2.0 open hood just perfectly moves over the cape and also kind of makes it one, and I really love that. And he looks so fucking menacing. Again, we just, you know what, I'll touch on that later, but oh my god, this dude, to say that this dude was tall is an understatement, man. This motherfucker should be playing in the NBA. No, but all jokes aside, he looks fucking menacing from both sides. Like, this dude looks terrifying. If you saw this as you were just walking on Rishi or on Yavin 4 and you're just by yourself as a Sith or as a Jedi and you're just alone and it's dark and you see a 2 meter tall, because yes, he was 2 meters in height. If you saw that big of a motherfucker in black robes walking near you, yo, either you go fight or you go fucking run. Because holy shit, you know what I'm saying? And of course, here he is from the back, and this is where I love what Big Kid Bricks did in regards to the cape. It's not a clean cape, it's not a well looked after cape. Revan has been in so many battles, has fucking killed so many people, and has been tortured for hundreds of years. So I'm not really surprised that his cape is fucked up. So yeah, that's why I love that Big Kid Bricks went, of course, for the ripped cape. Now, obviously, you could get an even more damaged cape from firestartoys.com. You already know what to do if you want to have a discount, where it actually has even like little rips in the cape, like higher up. But again, I love it. I really fucking love it. I truly think this makes it even more video game accurate. Now, if I can have one minor nitpick, is that the quality of the face print versus the torso and the legs seems a bit different. Like, even when I'm trying to focus on the minifigure himself, I'm kind of having like a hard time to choose between what to focus on, the torso or the head. Obviously the head, because, you know, we look at people's faces, so, and then we look at the body. But like all jokes aside, you know what I mean. So that's like the only minor nitpick I have with this figure. It's just that the quality of the face seems higher than the rest of the minifigure. Not by like a fuck ton, but still enough to notice, you know what I mean? So I don't know, it's just something that I wanted to point out, because I've actually made a Jedi Master Revan from, of course, the expanded universe Revan book, based on that, but my own Qniverse interpretation of, you know, what happened to him. You know, because yo, this man deserves a lot better than what he got in the end, you know what I mean? So yeah, the Qniverse kind of just fixed it. But yeah, since I have a different Darth Revan as well, you know, I'm able to compare the quality, and yeah, that's how I kind of noticed how the torso and leg printing was a bit off compared to the face. But you know, again, minor nitpick. Now again, the thing that I wanted to talk a bit more about was just Revan's height. Yo, I don't know if you've ever played Star Wars The Old Republic. I know for some KOTOR fans this might not really be like the greatest, you know, follow-up game ever made, but still, compared to like the dog shit Battlefront 2 that came out a couple years ago, obviously it has the biggest redemption arc I've ever seen a game have, but still, compared to SWTOR, Battlefront 2, still, yeah, no, you cannot compare those two. You know, you simply can't. SWTOR is just that much better, in my opinion, of course. If you have a different opinion, hey, all the more power to you. But in SWTOR, in the Shadow of Revan, when you face off against Revan, which in my case was with my SWTOR original character, Kate Skywalker the First, when you face off against Revan, yo, the cutscenes are one thing, and it's absolutely fantastic, and the voice actor for Revan, fucking love it. I really love it. Like, it's fucking perfect in my opinion. Like, in the cutscene, it's whatever, but when you actually start to fight him, yo, I was fucking shocked to realize how much taller Revan was than Cade. It was on another level. You know, like, even though you can adjust your character to be taller, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think he will be taller no matter how tall you are. Like, no matter how tall your character may be, I think Revan is taller than all of them. So yeah, and it's just fucking insane because it makes him even more menacing, which is fantastic seeing as this is Darth Revan. So he wants to be intimidating, he wants to frighten you, he wants to scare you, and in the end, if you're in his way, kill you. So yeah, he looks absolutely fantastic in that game, and yeah, that's what really motivated me to make this, besides the whole KOTOR aspect of course, Revan. And by the way, if you love KOTOR, there's this channel, Unreal. This is not a sponsor. I genuinely love that channel that much. They haven't posted as much as they did before, but Unreal Cinema, I think is their name. I'll put a link to their channel down in the description below. They're actually making a sort of remastered cutscene episode series of the entire game, obviously with the canon storyline, with new voice actors, but they are very accurate. It looks absolutely stunning, so if you are a KOTOR fan, definitely go and check their stuff out. Yeah, I highly recommend it. But anyway, what is a Revan without, of course, his two weapons? So let me quickly show you the very specific lightsaber hilts and lightsaber pieces I chose to make him video game accurate right now. And here are his lightsabers, and as you can see, in my opinion, this looks fucking perfect. Now the reference that I used to, you know, choose these lightsaber hilts is this art piece slash picture, and of course I looked at how he looked in SWTOR. So yeah, and here's his original lightsaber that changed color over time as he became darker and eventually fell to the dark side. And here's his new Sith lightsaber hilt. Well, by this point it's at least, what, 300 years old, so it's fucking miracle that they still work. Like, imagine that, right? Imagine if you actually faced off against Revan, and the moment he ignites his lightsabers, they just fucking explode. That's fucking crazy. Now, again, like I said, I think this is very, very, very accurate and just completes the entire look of the minifigure. And yeah, I really love it. Now for the colors of the lightsabers, it's just your standard dark purple and vibrant red, or trans red. And by trans, I mean translucent, not, you know, let's not wake up any sleeping dogs in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just have a good time, alright? Oh my god. Anyway, the time we live in, man. God damn. So yeah, I think this looks absolutely fantastic. Now, if you want to know, again, the specific parts that I bought, again, link to my Patreon page so you can take a look at the build kit and order these parts for yourself. But my goodness, man, doesn't he look fucking epic? The man who was literally split in two, you know, maybe partially by the Force itself and by his own choice. This man literally split in two, bro. And shoddy. Like, that's fucking nuts. I mean, yeah, that's kind of schizophrenic as hell, but like, still, how fucking painful is it that he's been tortured for hundreds of years? And again, this man was willing to sacrifice fucking everyone and everything to draw the Emperor out so he could once and for all kill this motherfucker. And unfortunately, he didn't succeed in that, but he did succeed in becoming whole once more, thanks to, of course, your own original character from SWTOR, who hopefully, by the way, because I think you could also choose to kill him, but whatever, hopefully chose for him or motivated him to become whole once more and to truly become part of the living force and therefore Force Ghost. So yeah, this character and this story arc in SWTOR was on another level, and personally I really fucking loved it. So final thoughts on this custom video game accurate minifigure representation of Revan from the Shadow of Revan. He is just absolutely fantastic. This is everything I wanted from a Darth Revan minifigure. Now I know that LEGO themselves also made a variant, but that fucking minifigure is overpriced as hell no matter where you look, and in my opinion the custom minifigure community, it has truly brought their A game over these past couple of years, and I'm a big fan of all their work, whether it is Calypso Customs or it's Big Kid Bricks or it's Firestar Toys themselves. There are so many good customizers out there, and same goes for these hilts. And in regards to the hilts, of course, a massive fucking shout out to Brick Tactical. This company or person, I don't know if it's a one person company or whatever, but if you're listening, big fucking shout out and thanks to you, because wow, the hills that you provide are just icing on the cake in regards to every single minifigure custom that I'm making and have made in the past. So a big shout out to Brick Tactical for coming through with the very best LEGO custom minifigure lightsaber hilts that this community has to offer, in my opinion, of course. But yeah, I absolutely fucking love this Darth Revan minifigure, and hopefully you did this well, and hopefully this video was entertaining, and if it was, of course, you already know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to see more showcases from, of course, L.M.S.V, and you're hyped about my LEGO aspect of the channel, then definitely don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to have early access, or you want to have my build kits, or you want to have ad-free content, definitely go down to my Patreon page, become a Space Ranger. Yeah, I said it. And yeah, you have access to all of that. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you had an awesome day. I wish you an awesome day, and see you guys and girls in the next video. Now let's go to the character roster, because you have now officially unlocked video game accurate Darth Revan.